Hi everybody. Okay, first of all, I want to show you. I'm going to get up here so you can see what Sarah bought me. I've never had leggings before. It's my first pair of leggings, and my mom got me these shoes that go with it. And so I hope it's not too young for me, but oh well. Anyway, you see I'm blessed. God has given me so much. But anyway, okay, let me get to the point. All right, first, as usual, so that anybody who just tunes in, who's never watched me before, that they can know what I'm talking about, I'm just going to quickly go through it. Okay, in 1997, God had Jose, my husband, and myself give away everything and just follow him. And we had 4 little kids, 8, 6, 4, and 2, and he led us to go to New Mexico. And we ended up in between Albuquerque and Santa Fe and in between, we ended up in a Spanish Grant land that's in between two Pueblo nations. They call themselves the Pueblo Indians, and Santo Domingo and Cochiti, and we were in Peña Blanca, the Spanish Grant land. And so anyway, last time I talked about how God supernaturally, excuse me for messing up, provided for us in such a wonderful way. This time I'm telling you that I want to tell you how we got sovereignly and supernaturally integrated into the community, and very quickly. It was amazing. Okay, so because these people that live there are very tight-knit, and not many strangers just come and live in those places, and so, but they just opened up their arms to us. But this is how it happened. And by the time we moved, we were like family with so many people, and we still are, and we're so grateful, and we love them so much, and we love going back and seeing them, and we're still in contact by Facebook. Thank God for technology. But anyway, so what happened was, we had originally met the lady that owned the convenience store, and she became a very close friend. And at the convenience store, Jose one day noticed that they had out a jar that was collecting money, because we all shared facilities like laundromat in Cochiti, and the convenience store in Peña Blanca, and the gas station in Santo Domingo, and we were intermingled. But anyway, at the convenience store there was a jar to raise money for this little boy who lived in Santo Domingo, Pueblo, who had leukemia. He was 4 years old. And so when Jose saw that, it's like something grabbed his heart, and he just started to pray and fast for this little boy to have healing, some sort of a healing. And so he prayed and fasted for 3 weeks, saying, just crying out that this little boy would be healed, until one day God said, now go to the Pueblo. And the only other time we had been to the Pueblo so far was on our initial entrance into the town, which we originally went there. You can see in another one of the videos, and then they led us to go to Peña Blanca. Well, anyway, so he went that day when God said, okay, you've prayed a lot, now go. So he went there, and we didn't know anybody there, not one person. And when he went there, the first person he saw, because he drove up to where all of their government building was, and the first person was an official in the community. And then when Jose said, do you know this little boy? I'd really like to pray for him in the name of Jesus. It turned out that this official that Jose just happened to meet was the uncle of the little boy. And so he said, yes, he's my nephew. And he led Jose to go to the family, and the mother gave permission for Jose to pray. Well, it turned out the little boy at that time, like a lot of kids are, was hyperactive. And so Jose, he ended up chasing him around just to pray for him. And that wasn't the first time. Jose went back over and over and over, and then we met them and everything and prayed multiple times for this little boy until finally an opening came for him to go to Arizona to have a bone marrow transplant. Well, the little boy went with his mom, who's still a very close friend of ours, and his other uncle, who is a very close friend of ours, and they went to Arizona. And it turned out the doctor told them that never, as in all of his experience, had he ever seen a little boy recover so quickly. So we thank God for that. But the wonderful end to this story was when the mom and the uncle later told us that when they were there, the little boy said, "I want to go to the Jesus house." And they took this little boy over to a church, and he, who usually was so hyperactive, just sat there and listened throughout the whole service. That was a miracle in itself. The other way that we got integrated into the community, we also were next door neighbors. The other part of our duplex was there were people from the Pueblo, from Santo Domingo Pueblo, that lived there, and we also our kids played together, and they're still very close to our heart to this day. And because of these two families, we were invited to a lot of functions within the Pueblo, and it meant so much to us, and they still do. But the way that we got integrated into Peña Blanca, which was a whole other community, the Spanish community, which also was very knitted together and didn't know, many outsiders, was because the lady from the convenience store, who was our friend, told us of her friend who, I think they were related. I forget if they were or not. But anyway, she knew of this young girl in her early 20s who had just had a baby 4 months previously, and because something happened that her insides remained with an infection because of giving birth or something, and she was very, very sick. And so she told us where she lived. We had never met her, but we ended up going and putting a note on her door and saying, we would love to be able to pray for you sometime. Well, she ended up coming over to our home, and we ended up praying for her, and she got healed of that. And through that, we became very, very close to that whole family. And later on, I'll tell about how we spent Thanksgiving together and things like that. But anyway, they became family. They truly became family to us, and they still are. Whenever we're in town, we try to see them. Anyway, that's all for now, and bye. There we go.